Demon 1 is my favorite VCT pro, but Nats is a very close second. However, watching them is normally a completely different experience. With Demon 1, you have to almost baby him. You have to go, no, 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 don't peek that, no, don't overheat, no, don't die to your own molly in round 7 against G2 on Fracture, because idiots on Twitter are going to call you brain dead, even though it was the correct play to isolate the 1v1. And with Nats, you just kind of sit back and admire him, honestly. He's the IGL, handsome, married, and still able to frag at a remarkable level. That did not happen today against Team Heretics. They were dominated, decimated. If you have another D word that isn't dick down, let me know, because everything you can think of applies to this situation. Nats, for the first time that I can remember, went 1-15. I'm sure he hasn't done that before, but he does not play badly. Even when Team Liquid lose, he's always at the top of the scoreboard. He went 1-15 on this map against Icebox. So today, we're going to go ahead and break down Team Liquid and Team Heretics and how Heretics absolutely decimated Team Liquid. I'm Lionzblade. Go ahead and subscribe. I put a ton of work into this, and let's get into it. Now, whenever a team does really badly, I like to take a look at the bonus round to see what went wrong, what is going wrong in this game. So everything thus far is decently standard. Nats is over, solo holding B, while they have the drone and everything. The only thing that's slightly abnormal, if you can even call it that, it's not even abnormal that much in this meta, is this Viper Orb right here is going to cause Team Liquid to put the turret up in kitchen and put the alarm down here instead of the standard mid turret that you'll see. That's just because Viper can put the orb up and bypass the turret because the turret can't see through the orb. Pretty standard stuff thus far. Now, once they hit B, that's where the issue begins for Team Liquid, because once they start rotating over to B, Nats is about to see people and go, oh shit, I need help. Someone come over here, please. As you can see, he sees Miniboo's legs and goes, oh, okay, it's a 1v3 scenario. Now, everyone on Liquid rotates over. They don't see Boo. Now, this is a huge issue because as the casters here are going to highlight him, this means he gets so much space for free. And it's going to cause them to actually call for a rotate back over towards A when he sees that all this space is basically free. Now, Patatech gets this kill, and it does make you think that Liquid are going to end up winning this round. But when they flip the map, suddenly you have the KJ right here in Benji. He's lurked up, and man, casting is on point doing the editing for me today. Benji is up here, breaks the turret. Now you don't have info on if he's still in kitchen once these players leave. So you pretty much need someone here to make sure, hey, he's gone. He's going to end up going 1-for-1 here, which, you know, you don't want to go 1-for-1 down numbers, but it's better than obviously dying. But look at all this free space on A. Completely free there, 1-for-1, and in the 3v4, I mean, to be honest, Heretics just shoot their guns better. There are a couple of things that just don't go the way of Liquid. For example, there's going to be a KO flash here, and I'll show you when it happens, that just kind of doesn't matter because Boo just tucks under right here. That flash, Boo just tucks. They're not able to really capitalize off of it. Then Kiko with a bit of an unfortunate whiff. After that, it's just shooting. 2v1 scenario. Patatech, once the Gecko ult gets used, tries to get vertical, gets the kill, but isn't really prepared for Woot to be scaling up the rope. 3-0, and it can start to snowball if you lose your bonus round. Liquid need to put a stop to this quickly, but as you probably know, they didn't. Now, this is the next gun round here for Team Liquid. Also, this video will be uploaded before the grand finals of EMEA. So if you can go ahead, put a score prediction for the grand finals. It's Fnatic versus Team Heretics in the comments. The first person that I see is correct. I'll go ahead and pin your comment. You'll be great. Anyways, Miniboo gets killed into Patatech. And a funny thing is going to happen here. That's a bit of BM in my opinion, but it actually could have had some impact. So right here, Rian's or Ryan's, I don't know which one it is. I'm sorry. I apologize. But he shoots KO's head here just playing around. But if he could have gotten this kill onto KO, his Sova ult would have come online, which could have stopped this KJ ult and actually, you know, could have changed the round, but it worked out just fine for Team Heretics. Patatech dies, and then once they go ahead and back off, they chill. Liquid decide to get aggressive right here. They know that Team Heretics are most likely, if they're still hitting the A site, they're going to be around this area. So Liquid decide to try and push off that Gecko flash, but nothing really works out for them. I mean, they all get killed and Gecko blinded. It's just overall not very great, to be quite honest, for me. 5-0, and now you start to get worried. This guy has a chamber deagle for some reason. It's 6-0, and you're starting to get desperate if you're Team Liquid. You just go ahead and have the KJ utility and Nats over on B, and he starts to rotate over immediately as there's stuff on A, but A is already stacked. Liquid have chosen to stack A a good bit of the time, to be quite honest with you here. Now, they're going to re-clear flank, do all that, and just wait. The knife gets broken, so Liquid know that they're still over here, just not fully showing their hand yet. Now, I didn't talk about something. Camo pied, and you might see a bit of the reason why in a second here. Now, obviously, when someone pies and isn't even the lowest scorer on your team, that is generally not a good thing. As you can see here, not the greatest. But yeah, he ended up pieing, wasn't even the lowest KD on them. That would be, sadly, my goat Nats, who had 1 kill, which, don't worry, I will highlight in its full glory. Patatech, once he dies here, you're asking Nats to be the hero. Normally, he can get 1 or 2 here. This game, just for whatever reason, not really able to do it. Right, I think that a good bit of it, and this is just speculation here, could have been, we've already qualified. We don't need to really waste this. Maybe you're not as locked in, but again, that's just speculation. I could not tell you. I don't believe he was throwing the match or anything. Now, I do want to say I agree with the decision here. I think that a lot of teams, when you're down 6-0, about to be 7-0, are going to send Serial in on a pretty much death mission here, and just out of desperation. I agree with the decision here. Let him save, let him carry that rifle over, try and play for some exits, and I'm glad they didn't let the pressure get to them. Obviously, they didn't do well in this game, but I do agree with the decision here. Please take this information sitting down. Team Liquid, yes, Team Liquid just won a round in this game. I know, it's crazy. So the timeout gets called over here. They decide they're going to switch their KJ setup over here towards the A bomb site, have Nats over on this bomb site as well. Instead of, as you can see, the alarm bot there, instead of the alarm bot, they're just going to have Kiko down here. And this is something I like, because with the alarm bot or with the turret, there's always that tiny thing of, okay, maybe they've done something. Not as much with the alarm bot, especially with the turret mid, when there's a Viper on the enemy team that can just slip through anyways. I like having a player there. Now, Patatech is screwed here. If they bum rush him right here, he is cooked if that happens. However, it isn't, thankfully for him and thankfully for Team Liquid, who didn't get 13-0 because of this round and the next. It was a 13-2 respectively. Still not the greatest, but we'll take what we can get. Now, Patty, his knife gets broken. He just goes back and is like, okay, I'm willing to chill. Right? I'm willing to not die for this site, because overall you're not going to win that 1v5. But look at what happens with the lurk here. Now, Heretics still want to hit B. They back off, but they're trying to fake that they're going back A. So what you'll see here from Woot is he's going to jump on the site. He's basically a bull in a china shop right now. His job here is break everything, make as much noise as possible, get the util out, sell this fake. He's jumping around. He's doing everything he can. But it's also good for him to stay alive so that there's a threat of a lurk. Now, Patatech kills Boo as he plants, but the thing that wins in the round isn't the time. I would argue it's Woot dying here, the lurker being eliminated, and Liquid know that there's not another lurker because of the position of Kiko. So overall, you now know, oh, they're all on site. We don't have to worry about the possibility of a flank. So even if you have a bit of whiffage as seen there by Camo, you're still only worried about one area here. Miniboo now is put in a 1v2 situation. Technically 1v3, he got the kill to Kiko, but he's not able to clutch it out, and Liquid get around. Thankfully, they do not join Mixwell's prestigious club yet. Now, Benji's attack opping on this round, and while I can't really tell you if it's an anti to this strat, it looks like it is, as he's just sitting mid trying to kill Kiko here. Beautiful flash, saving the life of Kiko right here, most likely. I don't know if this was specifically to anti him or he just felt like attack hopping for whatever reason, but Liquid do the same thing. We're going to have our Killjoy utility set over here towards A, have our Jet mid, and we're going to chill. B is going to be the weak side, but it's not going to be Nats over here because he's going to pop the pit. He's not going to be B, so he can pit A. Now it's just stall, stall, stall. Obviously, you're going to be very uncomfortable if you're running straight into a Viper's pit, even if you are Team Heretics, right? By the way, my video aged pretty well about the Dynasty, assuming, of course, they don't get dominated by Fnatic. Anyways, off topic, but they're just waiting and waiting and waiting. There's no lurk, there's no nothing. It's pretty much just, hey, run in this pit, hope you can kill Nats. Kiko saves Nats' life, probably the round as well, to be quite honest. And then, guess what? Team Heretics start to shoot, but the greatest player of our generation, my glorious king, the best IGL in Valorant history, gets his kill. We're going to slow this down. We're going to watch this back because this truly was cinema. No one else could do it like my GOAT right here. Absolute cinema right there. And this is something that I think should be talked about a lot more. Serial was the best player on Liquid today. He's gotten a lot of flack, and I do mean a lot, because Kamek was kicked for him. But he's done remarkably well in this series. But just overall, I mean, that's a really good clutch right there to get you your last round. Just a little bit of respect on his name, por favor. But after all this, Team Heretics go, wait a second, I've seen the KJ util on A. I've seen you guys stack A. Let's just go B. And yeah, it works out, to be quite honest with you. Miniboo gets a kill somehow right there. Kiko able to get the trade, goes 1-for-1 again, making it a 3v3 pretty quickly into the round. Gecko gets used to no avail, just pretty much clears yellow, doesn't get any tags. Now, Patty has gotten some good value from this position before, right? He's able to get the knife off, but is forced off eventually, not able to get any spam kills like he has. But Heretics are so worried about flank because Benji died. Now, Liquid aren't going for one, right? This Viper Orb mid is pretty scary. And on top of that, the threat of I go and push past as Nats, isn't really able to shoot there. The threat of pushing past, then dying, and then breaking the containment on Heretics. You're not really going to want to do that in this scenario. KJ ult gets used, but it doesn't really do too much once bomb goes down. To be honest, everyone on Heretics is able to find a spot that's more or less out of the way. They go ahead and try and fight into this through the Viper wall. And yeah, just Woot clutches it out. Good job. Let's go ahead and take a look at Liquid's attack, though. Look at this statistic on your screen. Now, this is absolutely insane. By the way, also, I don't know why they exclude China in these statistics. I guess because it's also used for comp stuff, and China comps are known to be funky, but I do really wish you could see with and without. I'm not Platoon. I don't know how to get these stats. Anyways, Liquid are going to try and respond here to the push-up by Heretics. Refrag attempted here by Patty. I don't think he knew really how much was behind this on the side of Heretics. He dies, causes the speed up for Liquid on the A-bomb site. Generally, that's what's going to happen. Little rank tip for you. If a team is pushing one side, go to the other one. If you didn't already know that, Benji just hits a shot that he's going to hit because he's Benji Fishy, and I'm Benjiing my Fishy after seeing that shot. 2v4 retake situation. Liquid are already not doing well. You're not favored to win this round, especially with how good Heretics are on the retake. Nats has 1 kill, and he's not going to end up getting another. Overall, it's pretty disappointing, to be quite honest with you. You really thought Liquid would be a lot better, right? They 3-0'd Heretics earlier. Serial ends up looking a little lost there because there's so much to do, and Team Heretics are going to go ahead and win the pistol. Liquid obviously are going to force up here. You've had 2 rounds. It's a really hard comeback if you give them match point, harder than it already is, but overall, they get themselves into a pretty good position, right? Good shots here from Kiko to be able to make sure Miniboo doesn't get that. But even after you recover all the weapons, you still have 2 players that are 1 HP. You still have a Sheriff. It's still a hard round to win. You're still favored, don't get me wrong, but Heretics are going to do a great job here. First off, very heads up re-clear. I personally would have knifed him. I personally just think that there's also a reason that I'm the one talking about them and not the one playing, and that might be part of it. Now, it's still a 2v3, but great awareness here by Heretics. These shocks, Patatek is thinking about flashing. He's going to end up flashing later. The shocks there get him to 1 HP. He's forced to jump away. But as he dies here, he goes, no, I'll flash my final gift to you. And then Camo just gets killed anyway. Serial, he's been great. Yeah, I believe it was Zelsis who ended up doing this for Sen. Let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here. Let's go on home. Nats needs to go see his wife. I don't know if the rest of these players have wives, to be quite honest with you, but I know Nats does, so that's good. Pretty much the only good thing that happened for him today. And yeah, Liquid really don't do too much on this last round to inspire confidence, trying to do a little B split, trying to maybe exploit the weak-ish B site of Heretics. But Nats dies because, of course, he does. This just was not his game. And overall, it was just pretty sad to watch. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to leave a comment. It helps me on the algorithm a ton. But more importantly, make sure to subscribe. Click on one of these videos if you like my content, and I'll see you next time. Peace.